didn't say EDTA was a cure, but maybe you could use it to explode some vampire heads.
Aunt Frances loves every damn dog in the street the same as she loves me. Ain't no shit to be loved by no. I mean, it's not your fault you've been brainwashed by America. I mean, at least you made it back alive, right?
She stood face to face with Wesley Snipes in one of the most legendary vampire flicks ever made, a movie that made her a household name overnight. Critics loved her, fans adored her, and for a moment, it looked like nothing could stop her rise. Then, she vanished without a trace. Born on September 7, 1969, in New York City, actress N'Bushe Wright went from training as a dancer at the Alvin Ailey Dance Center to becoming Hollywood's next big thing, only to suddenly fade into the shadows. And now, decades later, fans can't stop asking the same burning question: what happened to Dr. Karen Jenson? This is the wild story of a woman who had it all: fame, talent, beauty, and a net worth touching $1 million. She had critical praise, blockbuster success, and the spotlight shining bright on her, until it all went dark. But did she really walk away from it all? Or did Hollywood quietly close its doors on her? The truth behind her silence is louder than anyone expected. Back in 1969, jazz musician Stanley Wright, who would later take the name Suleiman Mom Wright, welcomed a baby girl into the world. Her mother, a respected psychiatrist with the New York City Board of Education, brought intellect and structure into their home, while her father's love for art and music filled their world with rhythm and creativity. That unique mix of brains and artistry would go on to shape N'Bushe's entire destiny. Growing up in New York City in the 70s and 80s meant living right in the heart of creativity. Art on every corner, music in every block, and dreams pulsing through the streets. N'Bushe didn't just see the arts, she lived them. Her father's jazz scene opened her eyes to rhythm, emotion, and the magic of performance that could move an entire crowd. By the time she hit her teenage years, she already knew what made her heart race: dance. She trained at the world-famous Alvin Ailey Dance Center, a powerhouse of movement and expression known for honoring Black culture with every step and turn. Every spin, every leap was a story in itself. Later, she dove into the Martha Graham School of Dance, mastering modern dance techniques that gave her a unique physical edge, a body language that would one day make her performances unforgettable. For N'Bushe, dance wasn't just a workout, it was pure storytelling. Every move had meaning, every gesture was heavy with emotion, and those lessons didn't fade when she stepped off the stage. They became the heartbeat of her acting. On screen, her presence wasn't just seen, it was felt. But during all that training, something inside her started to shift. The movement wasn't enough anymore. She wanted more than just motion. She wanted voice. She wanted to speak her truth, to breathe life into full characters, to tell stories not only through her body, but through emotion and words. So she made a bold move, one that left many of her dance peers shocked. She took a leap of faith and enrolled at the legendary Stella Adler studio in New York, the same place where icons were made. Stella Adler's method wasn't about faking emotions, it was about living them. It pushed actors to use imagination, emotional truth, and deep character work to build performances from the inside out. N'Bushe soaked up every lesson like a sponge, blending her dancer's discipline with Adler's raw acting philosophy until she became something rare, a performer who could move like poetry and feel every word she spoke. Within just a single year of training, N'Bushe Wright landed her first major movie role.
My Uncle Phineas telephoned me from Chapel Hill. I'm the hope in my family. For college and beyond that.
Talk about a meteoric rise. That wasn't luck. That was pure skill, preparation, and an energy that demanded attention every time she stepped in front of a camera. In 1992, director Anthony Drazan took notice and cast her in Zebrahead, a gritty drama diving deep into interracial love and identity in Detroit. N'Bushe played Nikki, a black teenager who falls for a white Jewish boy in a racially charged high school. The story was fearless, and so was she. Critics couldn't look away from her performance. They called it bold, emotional, and unforgettable. She brought a rare mix of strength and vulnerability to Nikki, proving she wasn't just another rising actress. She was the real deal, capable of carrying stories that cut straight to the heart. Critics were talking, casting directors were paying attention, and Hollywood's eyes were locked on her. That same year, N'Bushe Wright scored a powerful recurring role on the CBS drama I'll Fly Away, where she played Claudia, a fearless black civil rights activist fighting for equal education during the turbulent 1960s. The show didn't shy away from tough topics. It faced racism and social injustice head-on, with honesty, courage, and depth that left audiences shaken. By this point, N'Bushe was making a name for herself as an actress who didn't chase easy money or shallow fame. She went after roles that meant something, stories that challenged people to see the world differently. And then came the film that truly sealed her reputation forever. In 1994, director Boaz Yakin cast her in Fresh, a hard-hitting indie crime drama set in the rough streets of Brooklyn. The story followed a 12-year-old drug runner trying to survive the chaos around him, and N'Bushe played Nicole, his older sister, trapped in the vicious cycle of addiction. Her performance was haunting. Critics couldn't believe how real it felt. Her portrayal of a woman consumed by addiction wasn't polished or pretty. It was heartbreakingly human. She didn't try to make people pity her. She showed the pain, the manipulation, the loss, and the slow unraveling that addiction brings. It was the kind of performance that hits you in the gut and stays with you long after the credits roll. Roger Ebert himself praised Fresh, calling it a bold, unforgettable film, and N'Bushe Wright's performance, a total masterclass in character work. She was only in her mid-20s, yet critics were already comparing her to some of the greatest actresses of her time. Her emotional control, her raw honesty, and that magnetic screen presence, it all screamed star power. Then came 1995, when the Hughes brothers cast her in Dead Presidents, a gritty crime drama diving deep into the lives of Black Vietnam veterans struggling to find their place in post-war America. N'Bushe stepped into the role of Delilah Benson, the strong yet broken girlfriend of one of the main characters, caught between love, trauma, and the crushing reality of survival in a system stacked against her. She carried that pain like it lived inside her, and audiences felt every second of it. 3 back-to-back critical hits in just 3 years: Zebrahead, Fresh, and Dead Presidents. That's the kind of streak that makes Hollywood sit up and take notice. N'Bushe Wright had everything: the training, the talent, the buzz, and a line of directors dying to cast her next. She wasn't just rising, she was about to explode into full-blown stardom. And then came 1998, the year everything shifted. New Line Cinema was gearing up to bring Marvel's vampire-slaying hero Blade to life on the big screen. And they needed the perfect woman to play Dr. Karen Jenson, the brilliant hematologist who gets pulled into Blade's dark, dangerous world and becomes his fierce, unexpected ally.
1,000 little girls running in and out of here. Like my feet are hanging off the edge of the bed already.
The filmmakers needed someone who could bring it all: brains, vulnerability, toughness, and enough presence to stand toe-to-toe with Wesley Snipes' intense energy. And when N'Bushe Wright stepped into the room, they knew they'd found her. She was the total package. Directed by Stephen Norrington, Blade was a massive gamble at the time. Superhero movies weren't sure bets back then. Marvel wasn't the powerhouse it is today, and the idea of a dark, violent, R-rated comic book movie, that was a serious risk. But when the film hit theaters, it didn't just work, it exploded. Audiences went wild for it. N'Bushe's Dr. Karen Jenson was no sidekick or helpless victim. She was a scientist with grit and smarts who matched Blade move for move. She used her intelligence to help him fight back against the vampires, crafting weapons, mixing serums, and standing her ground when things got ugly. She wasn't afraid to challenge Blade either, She had fire in her voice and conviction in her eyes. Critics praised her strength and authenticity, calling her performance one of the film's emotional anchors. Fans couldn't get enough of her. And that on-screen chemistry between N'Bushe Wright and Wesley Snipes? It was electric. Every scene they shared felt alive, intense, and unforgettable. Dr. Karen Jenson became one of the most loved and talked about characters in Blade. Overnight, N'Bushe Wright's name was everywhere. She had officially made it. The movie crushed expectations, pulling in over $130 million worldwide on a $45 million budget. That wasn't just a win, it was a revolution. Blade didn't just succeed, it changed the game, proving that Marvel's stories could rule the box office long before the MCU even existed. It opened the doors for Spider-Man, X-Men, and the massive superhero boom that would soon take over Hollywood. At that point, N'Bushe was on top of the world. She was the female lead in one of the biggest action hits of the decade, powerful, smart, and unforgettable. Everyone expected her career to skyrocket after that. Sequels seemed guaranteed. Big studios should have been fighting to cast her in everything from thrillers to blockbusters. She had the look, the talent, and the momentum. She was it. But then, something strange happened. When Blade 2 dropped in 2002, Wesley Snipes was back. Kris Kristofferson was back. The action was back and bigger than ever. But Dr. Karen Jenson, nowhere to be found. No cameo, no mention, not even a line explaining where she went. It was like she'd been wiped clean out of the story, erased from the franchise entirely. Fans were left scratching their heads and demanding answers. How could such an important character just vanish without a trace? Where was Dr. Karen Jenson, and what on earth happened to N'Bushe Wright? Fans kept asking, but the studio stayed silent. No official explanation ever came out. Nothing. N'Bushe herself has rarely spoken about why she wasn't part of the Blade sequels, leaving everyone to piece together their own theories. Some insiders whispered about creative disagreements. Others blamed scheduling issues or budget cuts. But the rumor that refuses to die is the simplest one of all. Hollywood just moved on. Without warning, the industry shifted. Studios rewrote scripts, reshaped characters, and replaced her without even looking back. It was as if the very same Hollywood that had once lifted her up suddenly turned the other way, and the spotlight that had once burned so bright on her began to dim. After Blade, N'Bushe kept grinding, still acting, still showing up, still giving everything to her craft. But the roles got smaller and less frequent. She appeared in solid TV dramas like Third Watch and 100 Center Street, quality work, no doubt, yet nothing that grabbed mainstream buzz the way her early hits did.
You haven't started on the internal organs yet?
Just a blood sample for the pericardium.
Her film appearances became rare too, popping up here and there but never with the same impact. The woman who once stood shoulder to shoulder with Wesley Snipes, who had critics calling her one of Hollywood's brightest rising stars, was now quietly slipping out of the industry's view. By the mid-2000s, N'Bushe Wright had all but vanished from Hollywood's radar. No big press statements, no farewell interviews, no scandalous headlines, just silence. She faded away so quietly that fans are still asking, what really happened to one of the most gifted actresses of her generation? So, where is N'Bushe Wright today? As of October 2025, she's 56 years old, reportedly holding a net worth of around $1 million. Not bad, but considering her talent and the massive success of Blade, it feels like she deserved so much more. These days, she keeps things quiet, living far away from the Hollywood chaos that once surrounded her name. Every now and then, she gives fans a glimpse into her world on Instagram, where she's got about 17,000 followers. A modest number compared to the millions her peers from the same era pull in. Still, those who follow her know she carries herself with grace and mystery, never chasing fame, never oversharing, just living life on her own terms. She hasn't announced any new projects, and her IMDb page shows no films in production. While other stars from the 90s have found fresh fame through streaming hits or nostalgia-driven reboots, N'Bushe has chosen to remain in the shadows, almost like a legend quietly watching from a distance. There's no drama around her name, no scandals, no feuds, nothing messy. She's kept her private life completely under wraps, no public details about relationships, marriage, or children. In a time when social media exposes nearly everything, N'Bushe Wright stands out as one of the few celebrities who've mastered the art of total privacy, and that alone makes her story even more fascinating. But the question still hangs heavy. Why didn't N'Bushe Wright become a superstar? She had everything: the training, the raw talent, the critical love, and the kind of breakout success most actors only dream about. So, what went wrong? Some insiders say it was a choice, that N'Bushe valued her privacy and creative freedom more than fame and red carpets. She never seemed interested in chasing headlines or playing the Hollywood game. Others point to something deeper: the brutal truth about the industry at the time. The late 90s and early 2000s weren't kind to black actresses. Opportunities were scarce, typecasting was rampant, and Hollywood wasn't ready to fully embrace black women as leading action stars. N'Bushe was ahead of her time, powerful, versatile, and capable of carrying any film, yet the system wasn't built to make space for her brilliance. Her story is a harsh reminder that talent alone doesn't guarantee success. One blockbuster can open doors, but it doesn't always keep them open. In Hollywood, timing, politics, and luck often outweigh pure ability, and N'Bushe Wright deserved so much more roles, more recognition, more chances to shine. But her disappearance mirrors countless others, artists who had the fire, the drive, and the gift, but never got the fair shot they earned. When Blade hit its 25th anniversary in 2023, fans once again started asking, "Where's N'Bushe Wright? Why wasn't she part of the celebration? Why doesn't Marvel ever mention her when talking about the franchise that started it all?" The silence around her legacy is deafening and heartbreaking. If you loved hearing her story and believe she deserves more recognition, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more deep dives like this, share it with friends, and drop a comment below. Let's talk about N'Bushe Wright and give her the flowers she truly deserves.